Hey, Young Turks, I'm Nomi Kans. We are here with Representative Keith Ellison, who just brought down the House. Got so many progressives excited about running for office. I didn't know anybody could be excited about campaigning, but you made it happen.
Hey, I'm into it. I'm into it, Nomi.
It's been a few months.
Yeah.
What's new at the Democratic National Committee? You have been on the road, talking to a lot of people. What's happening?
Well, the thing I'm most excited about is Resistance Summer. So what we have decided to do is to join the movement here that people are protesting and engaging and organizing all over the country. We had an increase in funds that we gave to all of our state parties for the purpose of canvassing. We had massive buy-in from every party, and nearly every party increased their amount of outreach and engagement. And so we had a massive day of action. We have one coming up this weekend, and we're planning for several during August. And let me tell you, man, I'm excited about that because I believe that if we get out there, we organize, we knock doors, then we're going to know what people want because we'll be in touch with them. But more importantly, we're going to communicate to them that we really actually care about them and want to represent their values. So getting out there, breaking through the doors is the deal for me, and that to me is the most exciting thing.
You, of course, are a master organizer. You said in your speech just now that the campaign never ends.
I don't want you to ever stop your campaign. Even if you don't have a bunch of money, keep your campaign going. Why? Because you're going to use it to talk about the issues that you believe in and keep your people clear on not just the policy, but the politics of what you're doing. Don't shut your campaign down. In the off year, you got to show up a little bit out there on the field.
The state parties, that was a big debate during the DNC chair race, which we covered, that a lot of these states felt like they were starved of resources. It's one thing to knock on doors and do canvassing. How are these states going to be recruiting candidates and training and doing what PCCC is doing here this weekend, but in every single state across the country with so many people who really do want to run for office and want the help?
Well, let me tell you, PCCC is an indispensable partner. They are awesome. And I've worked with them over the course of time. And look, notice that I didn't say the DNC is going to do all this and leaving out other folks. The truth is we want to partner with people who've been ever faithful to engaging at the grassroots. So Stephanie and Adam are masters at really not just training people on the technical skills, but really helping them feel that they can do it, And, we got to really engage folks who never thought of themselves as running. Maybe they've been activists, but they always thought, I'm not going to be a candidate. Well, now's the moment to step up and be a candidate. Now, the DNC is going to do its good part with training people, and we do. But we know that without groups like PCCC doing training and Planned Parenthood and Emerge and a lot of other groups, that we can't train everybody who needs to be trained. In fact, we don't even do most of it, but we do need to be a part of it. So I think that PCCC deserves to have the Democratic Party, doing its good part to train people. But we know that they've been awesome at it and have been on the case for years. You've got to have progressive politicians united with progressive activism on the ground. You put those two things together in lots of communication, and you can end up with a progressive America from the city to the county, to the state, to the federal government, to the courts, to the legislature, and to every executive office. That is what it's all about.
Last question, because I know you have to run off to vote. Very important job that people elect you to do.
Sometimes I gotta do that.
It's been a little busy here right now.
We did beat the skinny budget, though. The skinny repeal, sorry.
Skinny, but there's all these skinny things.
It's skinny, it's skimpy. But remember the skinny budget? Now we got the skinny repeal. But anyway, it went down, and boy, am I ever happy about that. Now time to talk about real healthcare reform.
What is that going to look like?
If I get it, anything to say about it means Medicare for all, single payer. That's what I believe in. But if you want to start smaller than that, let's just talk about letting the Medicare negotiate drug prices. Let's talk about that for a moment. Let's talk about drug importation and reimportation. Let's talk about snatching the patents away from some of these people who are gouging folks, like with Daraprim and EpiPen, and some of the insulin drugs. There's a lot of things to work on. But the Republicans are now flipping into trying to cut taxes for rich people. They've kind of gone right into it, and so we're in for another big battle. So We need people to keep running. We need to say that taxes are the dues you pay to live in a civilized society, and they're not evil and they're not wrong, because Republicans have essentially tarnished the term. So we have to make people understand it's like dues. You know, you got if nobody pays any taxes, we ain't got no roads, we ain't got no schools, we got no clean water. It's just a simple matter of that.
So do you think that the temperature right now with the Democrats is that we are moving towards single payer? You've seen a lot of more center-aligned Democrats suddenly move to that side. Do you feel like with more public pressure, more people that are watching right now, if they keep calling their senators and congressmen, that it's likely to become put on the board?
Yes, but I also would say keep doing the public education too, because a lot of people, we've never had a healthcare system like the one we imagine that we need. The rest of the world has, but we haven't. And so you got people who really want to really corporatize and monetize healthcare, who will lie and say that, oh, it's going to be awful, there are going to be lines, it's going to be bad, da da da. And they tell these horror stories when the truth is, you know, we pay the most in the world, and we don't have the best healthcare in the world. That if you compare us internationally, we actually rank pretty low, but we do pay the most. That's one thing we're first in. So we got a lot of public education to do. And so I think that I encourage people to do YouTube videos explaining, you know, Medicare for all, single payer, explain it, help people get what it is. And if you do, and then point out that the VA does it now and Medicare does it now. And so it's not even like the United States doesn't have it. So, but I do think that's where we're going. I think that's where the people are. But oftentimes politicians do lag behind where the people are. So, that's where we are now. But look, President Lyndon Johnson did not call up Martin Luther King and say, hey, I think you ought to have a civil rights march. What do you think? It didn't work that way. So, that's the story. The activists always sort of lead change, and the good politicians respond to that.
Speaking of, you have to go vote. Thank you, Congressman.
Thank
it's
you,
always
Bill
a
McKee.
pleasure.
All right, now.
Thanks.